And guys, that is the amazing thing about real estate. That's why I tell you, you have to be networking and you have to go out and be honest. Tell the truth about your weaknesses or the holes in your game, right? It's like if you look at a baseball team, you look at their first half of the season up to the All-Star game. By the time the All-Star, the trade deadline comes around, they're like, okay, we need help where? In our bullpen, right? We need another bat. These are the pieces that we need to win the championship. So it's not like, oh, we're the best or we're afraid or whatever. No, it's like, hey, dude, we have some weaknesses in our game. How do we spot those? How do we analyze those? How are we honest? And how do we solve for those things? If it's, hey, I need debt, how do I source debt?
Right.
And then you start asking that question. Well, you have a bad credit score. Okay, I need a better credit score. How do I do that? Can I get someone on my team that has a better credit score? Right? You don't have experience. You need experience. How do I get that? Well, you have to be doing deals. Well, is there someone else that... Yeah. Exactly. And then what value can I bring them? And let's talk about it. So you have to be honest about the weaknesses in your game. I don't have capital right now. I don't have cash flow. Okay, for me personally, that was a really big thing. I was nervous and scared to raise capital. I've told this story before. Now I'm not. I'm like, hey guys, we need more capital.
Right.
Do you have capital that you need to lend?
Yeah. Or
deploy?
Right.
Do you have equity? Do you want equity in deals, or you just want to, lend debt? Or what is your guys' jam? You guys have $30 million. You're playing golf all day. You hire a guy to go to essentially deploy your capital. What boxes are you looking for? Let's see if we can partner here. So again, be honest, be open, think in abundance, you guys. Again, there's more money in the world than you can even understand. Work hard, tell the truth. It's going to shine, and people will want to work with you. All right, sorry to jump in there. So on the private money side, what is a borrower that you guys are, like, what is your ideal borrower?
Yeah, so we have a couple different buckets of capital, right? So we have a SEC registered debt fund that takes in money from accredited investors, and it's our job to put that capital into deals. And then, there's a preferred return, and there's a performance split, and there's a management fee, right?
Is there something on your website if somebody is an accredited investor where they can invest, or is that sort of behind the scenes with your capital markets guys?
No. If you go to FBF Loans, you can buy FBFloans.com. You can buy them.
So guys, they are sourcing and raising capital from accredited investors. You can find that on the website, and then you're bundling that capital, and then you are essentially lending out of it for a return.
Right.
Okay, and then what is a borrower that fits into your guys' sort of your box? What does that look like?
Yeah, so in terms of the stuff that we hold on our balance sheet, what I like to say when I'm giving the loan program call to a new counterparty is I say we like professional investors and we like professional smart investors. So we have the ability to do stuff with first timers. We have some secondary off balance sheet options and stuff like that. But really what we're looking to do is work with people who are experienced, who have a business plan, who we can rely on to pay the loan back. So we typically won't, for instance, if someone's taking out a $3 million loan, we don't want them to have a $200,000 net worth because it's just not going to work for us. We're a recourse lender.
So you're a little bit more conservative than some lenders out there.
Yep.
And you're looking for maybe a little bit better paper or maybe a stronger borrower.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll tell you right now, I'm looking at anywhere from $100 to $300 million in deals a month.
Yeah.
And we might fund 5 or 10 of that.
Okay.
At least that's a result of me being sort of newer to bringing in this stuff in the funnel and refining my contacts and all that stuff.
Did you find, Dylan, that the banking relationships that you built didn't transfer to the space you're operating now, and you sort of had to start from scratch, getting out there and different type of borrower, different conversations,
100%.
different deal cycle, etc.?
Yeah, so
challenges.
Yeah, so my counterparties, I was working with fund managers who had a fund and they wanted to grow that fund using bank debt. So they would pledge their loans to us, we would give them money. They put that out in new loans, they pledge those loans to us and you can grow your fund. That also gives them the liquidity. So let's say someone's got $10 million that they have lent out. If you get a $1 million payoff, and you don't have a line of credit to pay down, you're sitting on $1 million. That's cash drag on what you're doing. So what I was selling is a facility that allows you to keep as much cash deployed as possible. So I'm working with, people that are raising equity for funds, people that are operators that are selling.
See, I'm learning this about you. I had no idea that underneath all those muscles and those shiny blue eyes, that you were essentially a finance guy.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I thought you were just, a lender.
No,
offense, but I mean,
yeah, so I'm a CFA, I'm a chartered financial analyst.
Okay.
which is like the highly coveted sort of Wall Street certification for people that work in equity markets. And the reason why I pursued that was, again, I saw a gap in my game, which is what you were talking about. I opened up one of these balance sheets for one of our clients where like they had debt at the holding company level and they had debt at the operating company level, and they had all these special purpose entities that have their own credit facilities, and I'm supposed to spread these financials. And I took like one accounting class in college, so I was in way over my head, and also at a time didn't really love exactly where I was sitting in the space. And one of my mentors was a CFA, and he's like, hey, if you're interested in this stuff, and I am, like I told you, I'm kind of a brainy guy. I went in and I
bet your spreadsheet game's on point.
It's a little weaker than it used to be because, you know, a multifamily value add project isn't quite the same as like a stress testing scenario on a portfolio of $100 million of loans, but it's pretty good.
Love it. Sorry.
So we were talking about that was my client base, and I had to start from scratch. And it took me until like 6 or 9 months ago to even realize I should be targeting mortgage brokers. Like there's things you don't know, and that's part of the coaching and the mentorship that I've gotten where I'm at.
I love that so much, dude. Getting better, getting wins with time, and you just look back like, damn, I wish I knew that. But you only got that by doing what you're doing now.
Right.
You don't get everything you're gonna know in 5 years now. You know, that's partially why we started the pod.